The judge ordered the defendant to turn himself in, as you just heard, later that day. If you plan on hitting a beach in Florida this summer, you might want to pay attention. Florida is officially the shark capital of the world. The Florida Museum of Natural History shared its international shark attack file, which shows most unprovoked shark attacks in the world happen in the state. Volusia County, home of Daytona Beach, leads the way with 351 attacks recorded since 1882. The museum's data also revealed that 42% of unprovoked shark attacks last year happened to victims who were either surfing or participating in a board sport. The most common months for attacks to occur in the Sunshine State are July, August, and October. Today is Everest Day. It's supposed to be a day to celebrate the achievements of mountain climbers. But some officials are using it to shine a spotlight on the growing problem of litter bugs at the top of the world. Jonathan Hunt has more.
Wednesday marks International Everest Day, commemorating the first expedition to reach the top of the world's highest mountain. It's usually a day of celebration, but this year, Sherpas and the Nepalese government are using the occasion to push for a new effort to end a growing problem on Everest: garbage.
Camp 4 and Camp 3 have not even been touched. There is more trash than ever before.
A growing number of veteran Sherpas say they're worried about the accumulation of waste and human bodies, and they're calling on world leaders to fund new cleanup campaigns. New laws were introduced this year aimed at making visitors pick up after themselves, including specially designed bags climbers must now use to go to the bathroom.
It is necessary to work together to minimize the effects of climate change and manage garbage in the mountains to make it pollution-free, as the mountains have fallen to the effects of climate change.
One of the main problems, overcrowding, with some Sherpas suggesting fewer climbing permits. Recent videos like this one show big traffic jams heading up the mountain, though some officials say that's just part of life on Everest.
When people see these photos on social media, they say, oh, there's traffic, but in reality, traffic is nothing new. It has been going on for years.
The Nepalese government is also promising more liaison officers at base camps to enforce anti-littering laws. In Los Angeles, Jonathan Hunt, Fox News.
After deadly storms over the weekend, another round of severe weather hits Texas. Coming up, officials weigh in on how long it could take to shine light on the tens of thousands left without power.
Air temperatures have reached into the low 70s for many of us today, a bit warmer than where we were yesterday. That trend continues as we head toward the weekend. I'll let you know just how warm some of these afternoons will be coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Mimi Murphy and meteorologist Jordan Wolf. your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
Almost a picture-perfect day outside our SkyTrack camera overlooking the Poplar Grove Airport off in the distance, and we see even an airplane starting to make its way down a runway as well, including a little bit of cloud cover, but lots of blue skies showing up there off in the distance as well. And that's what we are also seeing when we see our satellite and radar, which I'll show in just a moment. But for now, we are seeing those warmer temperatures really having been a factor here during the afternoon. Many spots warming into the low 70s, including 75 degrees in Sterling, 72 in Rochelle, 73 now in Rockford, still sitting at 67 in Poplar Grove and 66 in Harvard. But many spots did warm well into the 70s here for the afternoon. And that was also the case for our weather watcher Terry out in Genoa, reporting a temperature of 71 degrees along with a dew point of 54 and winds out of the east-northeast around 6 miles per hour along with 56% humidity. We have seen a little bit on the cooler side for our temperatures despite the sunshine because of a northerly wind. That wind helping to keep things from warming as much as they could. If we look further off to our west across the plains, that's what we could see if we saw a southerly wind. We might be able to see temperatures even reaching the low 80s. That is what we are going to see at least a couple of days from now, getting at least close to that mark. But in the meantime, not a whole lot of activity across that portion of the country as well. Outgoing low pressure system, incoming high pressure, and that's what's kept our skies clear and will continue to be the case as we head later on here in the next couple of days and even into the very early part of the weekend, more than likely. As we head into today, though, we do see those plenty of blue skies showing up, at least for most of us there on satellite and radar. Just a few clouds ongoing closer to Lake Michigan, but otherwise a lot of sunshine peeking through, even though we have had a little bit of that cloud cover in place. As I mentioned, that high pressure across to our west going to keep things clear and dry for us locally. Eventually, an increase in moisture will bring additional rain and thunderstorm chances toward the middle part of the country as we head into Friday and part of into Saturday, but most of us remain free of precipitation until we get into Friday night and Saturday morning. That's when we see our next weather system moving in from the southwest that will bring us those next chances for rain into the region. Temperatures in the meantime are going to remain a bit on the warmer side during the day and cooler during the night because of the clear skies that we have in place and drier air, helping to lead to a wider range of diurnal temperatures from day to night. During the nighttime, those temperatures could fall down into the 40s, and that's what we're going to see overnight tonight underneath clear skies. But we are back into the mid-70s for many of us during the afternoon tomorrow, although not quite under southerly wind, as we are still dealing with a little bit of an easterly component, helping to keep things from warming quite as much as they otherwise could. Friday, however, does change that picture. We do get that southerly flow that starts taking over, helping many spots even to potentially reach into the upper 70s. I mentioned a moment ago the drier air that we are going to be seeing. That's really evident when we look with our precipitable water. This just shows how much water or how much moisture is in a column of air. In those areas where we see a lot of moisture, that's typically where we expect to see clouds and rain. Drier air is likely where we're going to be seeing much more of the sunshine. Well, that's what we get at least for the next couple of days, but moisture does begin to take over as we head toward the weekend, and that will bring us our next precipitation chances as we head beyond Friday and going into Saturday as well. In the meantime, plenty of sunshine and lots of warmer temperatures as well. 74 degrees, pretty close to average for Thursday. 78 on Friday, southerly flow takes over, but some overnight lows going to be a bit on the cooler side in the meantime. Close to 80 and into the mid-80s next week, Mimi, but that does come with additional rain and thunderstorm chances.
All right, thanks, Jordan. Storms with damaging winds and baseball-sized hail have pummeled Texas yet again. Yesterday, storms left more than 1 million businesses and homes in Dallas and Fort Worth without power. Crews are trying to restore power in the Dallas area, where an oppressive early season heat wave is adding to the misery. But local officials say getting the lights back on won't be easy or fast.
This is a broken lines problem brought about by straight line winds. This, unfortunately, will be a multi-day power outage situation.
The storms follow a weekend of severe weather, including tornadoes that killed at least 24 people. Two of the country's biggest energy producers could become one coming up. The $17 billion deal that could shake up the gas industry. A mega merger in the energy sector. The dirtiest city in America. Chipotle customers trying new methods to get bigger portions, and Porsche reveals its first ever hybrid sports car. CJ Papa has today's consumer news.
A major energy merger. ConocoPhillips striking a $17.1 billion deal to acquire Marathon Oil, marking the potential combo of two of America's largest energy companies. The deal could close in the fourth quarter. Both companies are based in Houston. And speaking of Houston, a new study names the city the dirtiest in America. LawnStarter cites poor air quality, infrastructure woes, and a staggering number of pests invading homes as a reason why. Some Chipotle customers are recording workers as they build burritos and bowls. The trend comes after rumors spread the chain was telling employees to give bigger portions to people